Hi, have you heard the story of a tiny frog before? Once upon a time, there was a group of tiny frogs who arranged themselves a competition for fun. The goal was to reach the top of the tower. Thousands of the frogs gathered to watch the race. The race began. No frog in the audience believed that any frog will be able to reach the top of the tower. Frogs were murmuring themselves, and many even yelled, "It was a huge tower. This is too difficult. They will never make it to the top. Not a chance that they will succeed. The tower is too high." One by one, the tiny frogs, which started moving up, collapsed and fell off the tower. But still, there was a group of determined frogs that climbed higher and higher. But the crowd continued to yell, "It is too difficult. No one will make it. They will fall." Discouraged and convinced by the negative cries, more of these tiny frogs collapsed and fell off the tower. Many frogs who were still climbing complained of the pain and eventually gave up. Some frogs, tired and battered, heard their peers' complaints and they also fell. In the midst of all this, one tiny frog persisted. He climbed and climbed. This tiny frog seems to have super strength that allowed him to push forward in spite of others failing. Why though? Why is he able to climb so far when others are falling? The crowd wondered. By now, all the tiny frogs had either collapsed or given up, except for that one tiny frog. The crowd continued to yell, now at the tiny frog, "This is too difficult. You will never make it up to the top. Not a chance that you will succeed. The tower is too high. It is too dangerous. Why it is taking such a risk?" But for some reason, the tiny frog climbed further, seemingly unaffected. Finally, he reached the top of the tower. He had reached his destination. All the tiny frogs were amazed as to how this one small tiny frog was able to make it to the top when others failed. They crowded around him, wanted to know his secret. The secret is, he turned out to be deaf. What is the moral of the story? Often, when we try for something new, we tend to face discouragement from other people. People always say, "You can't do this. It is not possible. Hey, are you crazy? You will fail. Why take that risk?" Sometimes we may be in the middle of our goal, but we face harsh critics who put us down. "You are too young for this. You are too old for this. You are not good enough. This is terrible. You should just quit." The natural reaction when dealing with pessimists or critics is go opposite. Many times we become doubtful with what we are doing and drop in the middle. Rarely we convince ourselves and convince others and move forward with gusto. We should learn to deal with negative people and negative words. Our job is to simply turn a deaf ear and move forward. Otherwise, we'll be lost in thinking about negative people and negative words. Have a great day.